Hi, it's Chris Rue here, and I'm really looking forward to helping you become the leader that you want to be. So today I wanted to change the way that you look at emotions, to take the fear out of emotions, learn how to make them an asset to your own development, and act as a signpost to uncover what really is holding your leadership back. I wonder if, as a leader, you may have experienced the thought or heard the phrase, either within yourself or from the mouths of others, "Now let's not get emotional here," or "let's not let emotions get in the way." Interesting, isn't it? I'm curious to know where it comes from, and it seems perhaps to be something of a legacy comment from our upbringing, perhaps. It certainly speaks to the idea of a leader keeping your emotions in check, and even going so far as admonishment of some sort, putting people down if they have any kind of passionate response to something. So why would people adopt this position? For some, this goes to the point of expected behaviours of leaders. We want our leaders to be calm, considered, balanced in a crisis. We want them to be able to help when we are losing the plot. And we want our leaders to be able to translate huge challenges into meaningful chunks that we can easily digest. Hence, the last thing we want to see in our leaders is them running around like headless chickens, right? Well, all of the above may be true, but in trying to achieve that, we can also suppress the essence and some of the gold in ourselves. To quote Julio Olala, whom I had the pleasure of meeting on a training I received from him many years ago, emotions are. This very simple phrase has stayed with me for many years and informs my coaching in many, many ways. His point? Simply that. Emotions are real. They are data points, and they are information from yourself to yourself, informing you of a tension that has been created by whatever is going on. Accordingly, I'm never fazed by emotional responses within sessions. They tend to point towards real feelings and pressures that people are experiencing, but have yet to process. So, in truth, more often than not, it suggests that we are talking about something that has significant meaning for the client and likely to be very relevant to whatever we're working on. This information, in the form of emotional response, needs to be acknowledged and honoured, and is equally relevant in the workplace, as in doing so, we are then actually able to deal with it. The reverse, i.e. to quash the emotional response and try to ignore it, merely defers and often magnifies the problem. There are a number of thoughts that spring from this idea of emotions are. In the next chat, I'll be exploring a simple process for harnessing the energy of emotional responses in meetings. But for the rest of this chat, I just wanted to briefly mention the supplementary question that follows on from emotions are. And that is the question of, where did you learn that emotion? This will take us towards the root cause of why you show up as you do. This is a question that can lead us to really get to the bottom of your reaction. It is an area to be handled carefully, as it can open the door on challenging areas. And there is a fine line between coaching and counselling, and it pays to be very mindful of this boundary. That said, provided you enlist the support of an accredited professional, gaining a personal understanding and awareness of where you learned that emotion can be a catalyst to letting go of fears, assumptions, and limiting beliefs that have been holding you back from being the best that you can be. The first step is to acknowledge that emotions can be sources of information, not always behavioural threats to your survival in the corporate world. In recognising that there is some part of your behaviour that is now sabotaging your progress, where it might have been helpful in the past, you are already halfway to addressing the issue. The next is then to explore where you first learned of that emotion and notice that it still has some degree of influence over you. This will have morphed over the years, but at its root there will be a point where you first experienced this feeling and developed some strategies at that time to deal with it that still impact how you show up today. If you recognise that and own it, well done, because at this point it is the time to seek some professional support and explore it in a safe and supported environment. So the practice here is simply to consider the behaviour that is getting in your way, that is sabotaging your progress and limiting your interactions with others. The signpost will be the emotional reactions you have. Hence, if you take a quiet moment on your own to look, you will have an awareness of where these events occur. Then, decide if you want to do something about it. And the rest then is up to you. If you take this into a coaching program, you should find yourself supported, a secure, safe environment, and with mechanisms that allow feedback to take place as you progress, which you can manage. The benefits: by addressing this, you may well identify beliefs that have been holding you back for years. You will find yourself with more choices and ways of being with your emotions, and have a greater understanding of yourself, which of course will impact greatly how you show up as a leader. At the very least, you will find benefit in simply discussing this, perhaps for the first time. So, let me know your thoughts and how you get on with it. I'd love to hear how it works for you. If you found this helpful and would like to learn more leadership tips and techniques, then click the link below to get my free leadership training, to be found on chrisrue.com, where I am sharing a few of my tools and techniques I've picked up over the years that will help you become a more resilient and effective leader. In the meantime, let me thank you for watching, and I wish you luck going forward with your leadership challenges. And thank you for letting me help you become the leader you want to be. Bye for now.